Today on Soul Dancers. I'm very glad that I'm speaking with Sarah McCrum. And yeah, she wrote the book Love Money, Money Loves You. And I just recently, like a few months back, I found it on Spotify and it kept showing all the time. And at some point, eventually, I started to like dive into it, like listening to it as I've been working with that topic for many years, and somehow something was still stuck within me. And I just really felt like, okay, another book about money. I'm going into it. And somehow it really felt different than many other books I've been studying before on that topic, and something clicked. And I even feel like there is something shifting, still shifting within me because it's not like an overnight process. But yeah, I'm curious, how did you get to write this book? What inspired you, or what maybe has shifted within you that you also mentioning that you kind of channeled the energy of money, which was flowing through you? Like how is the story behind the book? I'm very curious. Yeah.
Well, I had no intention of writing a book at all, and I had actually no intention of connecting with the energy of money or anything like that. It really it happened to me in really an extraordinary way, very unexpected. I was in a very difficult situation financially, but that's not unusual. Lots of people are in difficult situations. I was given a little book that had exercises at the end of the chapters, like journaling exercises. And one of them said, "What would money like to say to you?" And I started journaling, and this message came out. And the very first thing money said was, "I would like to tell you to love me." And it's like, what? I'd never heard anything like it. And the only thing I knew is that it wasn't me. There was no way that I would have said that. And it's just started saying, "I'm an energy, I'm very powerful and beautiful. It's like, do whatever you want with me. And I'm really here to connect you together." And at the end of that message, it said, "Don't wait, just take me. I will love you." And I
Wow.
was like, whoa, it was so beautiful, actually, and so heart opening and so different from anything I'd ever heard about money. And so I started kind of asking the same question every day, like, is there anything you'd like to say to me today? I never asked it actual questions like, can you tell me about this or can you tell me about that? I just said, do you have anything to share with me? And every single day it shared another message with me. And each one of those messages is a chapter in the book,
Ah,
unedited, basically. It's exactly how it came out. And I wrote with no mistakes, no crossings out, not my words. It was really like the energy of money was speaking through my pen. And I finally figured out it wasn't just for me, it was actually for anybody who actually reads the book. So that's actually how it started. And I've been learning about it ever since too. It
that's
doesn't.
so beautiful. Like,
Uh-huh.
so is money sometimes still writing through you, or was that kind of,
I haven't written in quite a long time, but I can check in with it, and I can have conversations with it if I want to. So it's there. It's a presence in my life always. It's really a presence in everybody's life. It's just most of
yeah.
us are not aware of it.
And was that the first time you were kind of channeling an energy, or did you have experience with that before?
I'd had a little bit actually leading up to that situation. It was a business failure, and so I'd been through a very challenging time. And during some of that time, when we were under a lot of pressure, there were two of us who were leading the business. And every night around 10 o'clock, we would sit down and she would ask questions, and I would kind of tune into angels to answer the questions, and she would write all the answers
Hmm,
down. And
beautiful.
actually, that was a nice experience. I'd discovered I could channel just a year earlier. I just tried it out one day. It's just like, oh, why don't I ask a question? And sort of, and I think, in fact, I'd always been a natural at it. I think when I did exams at school, I actually channeled the answers. So now I look back on it, I didn't
Yeah.
realize at the time. So, I think it's in my nature in a way. But so I'd had a little bit of experience, but this was
Mhm.
really different. It was so specific, um, and so complete.
Yeah. And did everything change for you the moment you started to do that? Like, how was your process? Because you said you were in a very bad financial situation, and then Like,
No, actually, the honest truth is nothing changed when I wrote the book. Nothing.
okay.
I was in a difficult situation. I was still in a difficult situation. Things started to change when I started to learn how to apply the book. And I
Mm,
had to, it's like I had to learn it. The things we've learned about money are very different from what's in the book.
yeah.
And so it wasn't natural for me to do what's in the book. It was natural for me to do the things that everybody does around money. Um,
Worrying.
Worrying and getting stressed about it. And when you're stressed
Yeah.
about it, thinking, well, it's never going to come and all of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I had to really pay attention to what I'd written and find that energy inside me so that I could, because it's so much about energy. It's not really a strategy book. It's not like this is how you do business, this is how you make money. Although it is, it has two blueprints in it for making money, but they're not do this, do that, do something else. They're very, very different. Like, be open and receptive. And
Mm,
one of the instructions is to forget all the things you think you know, which is quite hard and quite confusing, actually. So for me, it was very much a learning process. And a couple of years after I wrote the book, I moved to Australia with my husband, and we had virtually no money to start off with, and we didn't
mm.
know anyone here. So that was when I started really using it. And I actually just had to learn how it works because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to pay the rent. So it's my book
Wow.
saved me really.
Wow. So it was only a few years later that you
Yeah.
actually learned it. Okay.
And then I had to, it wasn't like an overnight miracle because it
Of course.
really is a significant change.
Yeah.
And lots of people do get overnight really surprising things happen. And I've experienced those myself as well. But there's also this kind of just deepening into this relationship with the energy of money. Like it's like having a partner, you can't do a long-term relationship as an overnight miracle.
Do you have the feeling that also your relationship like got influenced by your relationship with money? Like that it also
Yeah,
like
everything.
okay, everything
Yes.
changed shifted, yes.
Everything changes little by little. My whole relationship with life has changed
Uh-huh.
by getting so fascinated by this topic and what I was shown because it really kept on saying in the book, that money can go with well-being and happiness and
Yeah.
enjoyment,
Yeah,
and
I
that
love that.
enjoyment helps you to create money. It's such a light message, so it changes everything.
It's such a light message, and yet it's so hard for people to to actually enjoy. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm on the right track. I definitely want people to enjoy and chill and love life, and at the same time, yeah, we're just so conditioned not to not being allowed to do that, especially in the family and those constellations where you're just like, yeah. I wonder if it's the deepest lie we've been told to not enjoy and just work hard. And yeah, I wonder maybe what would, I mean, I know what would money tell people to do is just enjoy life. Like how is
well, it's not only enjoy life enjoyment, and when you're enjoying life you're open and you're relaxed and
uh-huh,
you're receptive.
uh-huh.
You're not judging. You're not saying, I can't do this. You're not worrying. When you're enjoying, you're not worrying and you're not tense. So
Mm,
that's a really important part. That's like having fertile ground, if you like.
mm-hmm,
But one of the things that is really important if people want more money is they need to want more in their life. We
mm-hmm.
often settle for, okay, it's all right. I'll just make do with what I've got. And we make a virtue out of that. And
Yeah.
then, of course, that's what happens. We make do with what we've got. That's not an invitation for more money or more of anything. So I think we've also been taught very often not to want things that
Mm,
and that there's something wrong with almost like wanting to have a really good life. But of course, there isn't. It's the most natural thing in the world to want to have a really good life. And money will be a part of that, inevitably. So that's one of its
yeah.
instructions is actually to give yourself permission. And it's not all about I just want more stuff, but
No.
it's like I want more life. And life
Mm,
includes stuff, it includes experiences, it includes making businesses. All of these things cost money.
yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting. Like for me personally, it's really interesting because I never really had a lot of money, but yet I always kind of knew what I wanted and that that I always wanted more, even if it didn't show so much in money. I realized everything I want, it can come to me. But
Yeah.
now I'm really like, for a while, okay, it's also beautiful if it comes in form of money on my account, and that I don't have to be in any form of dependency. Because what is it if you're working for people? You're always in an independence, of someone else. And
Well, and it's interesting, money, in fact, money always comes from somebody else.
true.
Whatever money we get, it comes from somebody else. So it's perhaps not a dependence, but there's an interdependence that
Mm,
emerges. So the more we engage with money, the more we engage with relationships. And we need to have responsible relationships, because if we treat people badly, they're not going to want to pay us. It's really simple. So money is actually a very good for us in a way, because it makes us have to take care of our behavior. We can't just
mm,
do what we want when we want. We actually need to show up for people and be professional and take care of things and be responsible in the way we run our business. So it calls us both to greater expression and also to greater responsibility. And when you bring these two together, that's really powerful. People typically
mm,
will either be very responsible and serious or
mm-hmm,
very free and expressive. If
mm-hmm.
you can bring the two together, you have a very powerful combination.
Well, yeah, I feel that. I feel that's the way. That's really the way. And to really become responsible, I feel I'm like more on this very free part, that I've been traveling around the world and come more from that side, that okay, everything is possible anyways. But then, yeah, not really owning all the responsibility that actually comes with this freedom, so that it actually is a bigger service for everyone, which you're talking about, or money is talking about a lot, about being in service to the world. That this is where the money comes and where the change comes. Like, no, like if you're in
Yeah.
service, maybe you can go a bit into the service part. Like,
Well, money. I used to run a program called Thank You Money. And, in a way, you can think of money as a way of saying thank you to somebody for providing you with something.
mm,
So they provide you with oranges and apples in the store, or they provide you with coaching or a book or whatever it is that you buy, or a house. In a
mm-hmm,
way, money is the kind of thank you for that, or it's the exchange. It's actually really the energy of exchange. So we experience fulfillment typically as human beings when we do things for other people,
mm,
not as a sacrifice of ourselves, but as an act of generosity to ourselves and to
mm-hmm,
others. It brings
mm,
out the best in us when we
mm,
serve people, when we do
yes,
things for people, because it means we have more than enough apart from anything else. I've
yeah,
got enough time to share with you.
mm,
I've got
mm-hmm,
enough energy to do more than just survive.
mm.
And so money is a part of that, and therefore it's a part of what creates fulfillment in the world, actually.
Yeah, I feel that, and I often feel like, oh, I would love to pay people for this and that and that, and then my reality still is I don't have that much money, so how can I give I cannot give as much as I would want to people yet at the moment. And I know that I'm always giving then, and like there's different forms of giving. No, it doesn't have to be money, and yet I really would like it to be more money that I exchange. And I feel like a lot of people are at that state that they would like to do all these things and trainings and courses, and but I don't travel, and they don't do it because of lack of money. I don't know what would you say people can do at that point, like.
Well, the really honest truth is you need to contribute more in ways that people want to pay for.
Mm,
If we all step back and say, okay, I'm not going to pay much money and I'm not going to make much money, it's okay, but it slows everything down. Now, it doesn't
mm,
mean we have to be just desperately trying to make money all the time, but if you want to do more, that's part of the wanting more, then
mm-hmm,
you need to make more money so that you can do more. And that means
mm.
you need to make more contribution.
And that
It really
doesn't
is as
mean,
simple as that.
yeah, it doesn't mean you need to have a job, a 9 to 5 job that you don't like to do, but you really, like what you also talked about a lot, like really get inward and feel what it is that you want to do, what is your big dream, your big wish to change
It
on.
depends where you are in your journey. If you don't have enough money to pay your bills, you probably don't have time to think about what your big wish is. You need to get a job and pay your bills. We need
Okay.
some stability.
Yeah.
Once you've got some stability, then you can start to really tune into what you want more. So we have to be very practical in life. I think there are a lot of people trying to live a dream where they have nothing and they don't know how to turn that dream into any kind of reality, and it holds them there. It's very, very
Mm.
disappointing for people. So this is part of the responsibility. If you want to make money, you've got to do something that people want to pay for. It's not just what you feel like, but it's what
And
other people value
mhm.
and value with money.
And so you would say that it makes more sense to then get a stable job first, or something like having a credit or something in order to have time, like to think about what you want.
Well,
Like,
if you get a credit, you're basically borrowing somebody else's
money.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, their energy,
Yeah.
really. So I would only do that if I was 100% sure that I could pay it back.
Hmm.
I wouldn't recommend personally ever doing that unless you're really sure
Hmm.
what you're doing. I think it's very irresponsible. Most of us have done it. When I was younger, I also had credit cards that I wasn't really clear about and all of that. But I can see that it just built bad habits. The really good habit is to make sure that you have enough money to buy everything that you want to buy. All the courses, all the experiences, all the travel, whatever it is, take responsibility for that. That's what makes you stronger. Most people don't really want to hear that, but there's a truth in that because it grows your spirit. You become a strong. Imagine becoming a person who can always find the money to do everything you want and then can help
Amazing.
other people to do that.
That's amazing. But does it implement that you have to do a job that you maybe don't want to do? It might
Well,
have to.
if you decide that that's your way of doing it, yes. But if you decide that there must be another way, then there must be another way.
Then there is
It's
a
up to
job
you
that
to
actually
find it.
provides you. Yeah. Okay. So what happened to you job wise? What did you do when things
Well,
shifted?
so I came to Australia. We
Uh-huh.
had after about 6 weeks, I had 2 weeks to start a business in. And I didn't know anybody here. And then I had a friend who knew a few people overseas, and most of them were only willing to pay me $10 a week. I was doing 10 or 12 sessions every week. They could come to all of them if they wanted to. And they were saying, well, I can pay you $10. But I started with people paying me $10 or $20, and somebody paid me $50. And I just had to find a way, I had to. I
Hmm.
had no choice. I went to a women's kind of business lunch and offered a free prize, and somebody got the free prize and told everyone it was amazing a week later, and then somebody bought a session from me. It was literally at the beginning, like, just whatever you can do to
Hmm.
get it working. And I
And
think
to get
that's
them your
where
message out, no? Like it was
you have
about,
to get the message out. you
yeah,
have to get you have to get people actually wanting to buy it. You can get the message out and no one's interested. So then you've got
yeah,
to find out, how do I get them interested? Then how do I attract them? Then how do I sell something to them? I attracted lots of people who never bought anything from me, and I had to learn
yeah.
how to sell. Because if you don't know
Mm,
how to sell, you can do something brilliant, but
yeah,
you don't make any money.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the thing about money is it makes us grounded and practical. We can't just live in fluffy cloud land.
yeah. You really have to, yeah, bring it to the earth. Like
Yeah.
whatever concept you have from there, that you really bring it to earth. And that's really like,
Yeah, and turn it into something that
yeah,
is real, that
hmm,
people trust and they want.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. And eventually but you were clear with your wish and what you want to do. So you kept working with the money topic, no?
I
Or
was so I was really clear that I didn't want to get a job. I've
okay.
not really, I mean, I was a school teacher for 4 years, so I guess I had a
Hmm.
job then.
Hmm.
And I did a bit of temping work when I was young. But after that, I was pretty independent.
Hmm.
And where I live in Australia is kind of like beachy kind of holiday area. Like, there's no way that somebody like me could really get a decent job here.
Yeah, yeah,
It
no.
wasn't even something to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was really clear. And look, sometimes it was a battle, especially the first year or two. Sometimes it was really hard because I had nothing to fall back on. I had to make it work. And I would fight
Hmm.
in my own head, and like, is the book even true? I don't know. But what was so interesting was every time I had that kind of fight, I would say in the end, I don't care whether it's true or not. I want it to be true. I want life to be like this. And every single time I did that, I got a result. Whatever I was
Wow.
struggling with, whatever money it was that I didn't have or, that I needed, it always came through. And that taught me something, that actually you don't ever need to think, well, the only way I can do that is to get a job I hate. You
Mm.
can think, I want my life to be this way, but you have to have guts then. It doesn't just then
Go for
float
it.
into your, yeah,
Hmm.
it doesn't float into your reality just because you want it. You the it's not that you have to work really hard, but you do really need to commit to what you want. That's what
Take
I find.
action, no? Like to really go out and do it. Like,
Some of it, but it's also being committed. I think a lot of people give up if, they try something, it doesn't work and they give up. Um, the commitment, the decision and the commitment is probably more important, because sometimes we don't know exactly what to do. But even then, we need to be really committed to it. I feel a lot of people are just a little bit too flexible.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like when it's difficult, they just sort of bend out of the way
yeah.
rather than facing the difficulty.
Yeah, it's also an interesting point in my life as I've been traveling like the last 12 years or so, and I would always change the place. And then I'm staying for a few months and I'm starting to build something, and then I'm leaving and going somewhere else. Like, and then I have to start again. And then after a few months, I'm leaving. Like, okay, it's nice to have kind of a network around the world and learn everywhere, but then to always leave again, it's not really yeah, it's not really bringing me the stability or the commitment to really like long
That's
term.
right. It's
Hmm.
bringing you a different experience. But
Yeah,
then, usually, when we have lots of one experience, we start to want something else. That's
yeah,
just
yeah,
that's
yeah. But
natural.
it makes sense that it's parallel. That as soon I really feel as I will just stay in which place ever, I feel like it's way easier. That then also the cash flow comes in because then you're just here and it like I feel a lot of the people just make it so much harder than it than than it could be.
Yeah, look, if you're traveling, you can usually get short-term, low-paid jobs because, in a lot of places, like here
Yeah.
in Australia where I live, people, they're always looking for people to do something. They don't pay much, but you can come in and do it for a little while and go. So you can get that. But if you want to build something, you either need to build something that travels with you. And of course, there are
Yes.
plenty of people these days who travel all the time and have their own business. So it's
Yes.
doable.
It's
But this is,
doable.
again, it's like your choice. You need to make the decision and then commit.
I definitely made the decision to that I do my thing, that I'm not going to work also for others in that way. Like I do work for others, but not underpaid and for many, many hours. Like I made that decision quite clear because my mother was working so hard and so much that I really young really said, okay, I'm not going to live like that. and, and in the end, not having much money for giving all your time and all your energy, that's not worth it. So that was super clear for me. But yeah, but now it's really clear that the business gets focus. Like, and for you, you were very clear. You're now teaching money. That's like what you do, right? Like you're very specific with it.
Well, I'm very clear that my main mission in life, if you like, is around bringing together money, wealth with well-being,
Mm-hmm.
with wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's really clear, and everything I do is that. But I don't only teach; I have another business as well, which is
What is that?
completely different from teaching. It's called Integrity Earth, and it's about enabling farmers to be rewarded financial. It's money again for
Mm,
regenerating nature. So it's well-being,
amazing.
it's wealth, and it's wisdom, but it's a completely different way of doing it. So yes, I have a clarity of direction, which has emerged over time. I didn't have it when I was 35, 40.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
evolves, and
Mm-hmm.
I became clearer and clearer. And now it feels very central. Like I know what I'm doing. I know what I
Mm-hmm.
want
Mm-hmm.
in that kind of way. But I would never put pressure on anybody to force yourself to find that. It just comes, with
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Mm-hmm. So how does your money business at the moment look like? Like how could people join you? And yeah, what is it
And
you're offering?
my coaching business, I have two things that I offer. I have, funnily enough, people may be surprised sometimes. I have a coaching app, which is an AI coach. It's not an AI
Wow.
that's pretending to be me. It's just a coach, but it has all my materials in it. It's called the Money Love Journey. And
Okay.
actually, I tried it myself the other day, and I'm doing my own course at the moment, and it's really, really nice. The AI is a
Okay.
little bit annoying because AI is annoying sometimes, but not
Yeah.
very. It'll
Yeah.
probably get better. I can train it a bit better. But actually, even for me, it's got these energy activations in it, and I listen to them. It's like, whoa, I'm really benefiting from this. And I
Wow.
have some other clients they just love having this daily activity that's supporting their money energy. And then so
Mm.
that's kind of more the beginner end and the lower cost. And then I run a
Mm-hmm.
1 year program, which is called Wealth Streams, which is much richer and deeper and more immersive. It's really a very powerful energy field, and it's
Mm-hmm.
life coaching and that kind of thing. So
And there
those are the
you're
main
having like
things that I
live
do.
sessions and like
Live sessions every week and hundreds of energy activations, lots of practice, lots of
okay,
energy.
beautiful. Yeah, it really changes if you're with a group of people who are all in this yeah, in this energy, no? Connected and you have
That's
body.
right. And you see other people getting results, and then you realize you could get results too. And your energy learns from their energy. So we have a very strong focus on people getting results. It's not philosophy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not just all lovely. Life isn't
Mm-hmm.
always lovely, and some people have some very difficult problems to solve. But if they can learn how to solve them and use energy to do it, so rather than the usual hard way, that's an incredible skill to learn. So that's really what I want to teach people, is how you
Mm.
can face any challenge or take on anything you want to create or achieve with this very powerful, subtle energy. And money is a part of that, and work with
Mm.
it. So
So to really get the people living their dreams, like making it happen.
yes, really
Yeah,
living a fulfilling life.
beautiful. Ah, wow. Yeah, there's so many beautiful things money is saying.
Yes.
Um, is there maybe one or two things that you feel very essential that people should know from money that can really like change if it's because I don't know if everybody is able to do a full course about it, but to just like yeah, get some glimpses to meditate upon, like to maybe then go deeper onto that journey, like I don't know, maybe the biggest aha moment for you.
The biggest thing is the simplest thing,
Hmm.
which comes through the book all the way through, which is to relax about money.
Hmm.
And people say to me, "Well, how can I relax about money? I don't have enough. I've got all these
Yes,
issues."
yes, yes, yes.
But when you're relaxed, you're just not worrying and you're not stressed. So it's not so much relaxing about money as being relaxed. And then you find you're relaxed about money too. And it is easier to solve problems and it's easier to grow your money when you're relaxed than when you're stressed. So it's a very simple thing, and not everyone knows how to do it. Like I have YouTube videos that show people how to do it, that
How
you
to
can learn that
relax?
for free. Yeah.
Like
It's
meditations or
kind of that I call them energy activations.
hmm.
Um, yeah, and they actually really help you to relax also around money. And the other thing I would say is like most people can afford a book or you can get on Spotify and listen to it. Because the thing about the book is that it's not Sarah telling you what she thinks. It's actually the energy of money speaking directly to you. And people experience it like that. When I read the reviews of the book on Amazon and things like that, I'm amazed at what people experience. I
Yeah.
read on Reddit the other day, somebody said, anyone read this book by Sarah McCrum, Love Money, Money Loves You? I'd never seen this, never even thought about it. And there was a woman on there, and she said, yes, I've been reading it for a couple of months, and I'm pregnant and I'm short of money, and it's a really difficult time. And I can honestly say that I'm much more relaxed than I've ever been, and I'm calmer, and some money has come in surprising ways.
Wow.
That's typically what I hear from people reading the book. If that's all you get, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, wow. And I mean, it is there for free or for, I don't know, 10, 20
It's
euros. Like it's so, it's
it's pretty
like,
available.
yeah.
Yeah.
And relaxation and books and everything, it is available. Like everything is
Yeah.
available to us. And all we got to do is realize that.
And just watch out, because already you're trying to make it like, well, people don't have any money and nobody can afford anything. Actually, what we really want to do is make people so hungry for something that they find the money. That's actually what, makes humans come alive. It's like, I really want this. Maybe they don't find them, maybe somebody gives it to them. It doesn't matter how it comes, but we so easily shut down our wishes in these little moments. Did you see that?
Yes, I do. I
It's
do.
like,
But
oh, people won't be able to afford it. Just making a blanket kind of like, they might not even be able to afford a book, or that they could get it for free on Spotify. It's like that kind of thinking is what causes the problems that people struggle with so much.
that
We
even
must,
even when
yeah,
I
go on.
say it's so easy to actually get the book,
Yep.
that causes the trouble.
Well, when you say what I felt that was really coming through was this thought about all the people who can't even afford to get a book. It's like, hold on a moment, a book's what, 20 euros or something.
Everyone can somehow get the book.
Everyone can get a
Yes,
book.
yes,
Everyone can. But the
yes,
point actually is, if you want something, if you really want something and it's meaningful to you, and look, I don't mean that you want a palace by the ocean with the dream prince, not little girl dreams. But
yeah.
if you really want something, whether it's a book or a course or something, if you allow yourself to experience that, you can find a way. If you cut it off, which we've been taught to do because we don't want to be disappointed, or someone protects you, it's like, never mind, here you are, get it for free. We never
Mm,
learn that the
okay.
desire, which is what makes us alive.
That we actually are able to get it ourselves rather than getting
Yes.
something for free, that we actually take responsibility to make it happen ourselves.
Yeah, it's wonderful if you get something for free, but it's really wonderful also when, from your strength and your decisions and your choices and your action and whatever else, you make things happen in your life.
Yes. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess this is also something I've been sitting with, or like I would do a lot of courses that I could afford that were cheap or that were free, and then still taking the most out of it. But then also in the end, only making me realize, okay, I can also get the $1,000 course or whatever. Like I can also have a car, I can also like, and then slowly,
Yeah.
slowly it levels up but for that, you need to be really eager to um I mean, still really listen to the book every day and doing these things, like no matter, like in the end, if you paid for it or not. And I guess that many people give a value to it as soon as they paid something more than, oh, it's free. So I guess
Well,
that's
I
oh,
think the word you used, eager, was really the important word there. It's that eagerness
yeah,
that 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 makes the difference.
yeah, yeah. And I feel this is the same like how I started this podcast. Is okay, I want to talk to people. I just ask them, like I just asked you, and you're like, okay, yeah, why not? Like, why not? Like
Yep.
to
Why
really
not?
just, yeah, to just
I
go
mean, I
for
could
it.
have said no, and then I wouldn't be on your podcast, and that's it.
Yeah, but I love that you're here now. I
And
love
I'm
that you
here.
said yes because you're like
Yep.
bringing it. And yeah. So, what is the best way for people to reach you?
I have a website, which is my name. It's sarahmccrum.com. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the easiest. You can email me there. You can see what I do, and
Okay,
yeah,
great.
or read the book. And if you read the book, you get offered some book gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll find out what I'm doing.
And I can highly recommend to get that book and to read that book. And even I was recommended to some friends, and they're like, "Oh, I'm halfway through. Thank you so much." And I'm like, "Okay, great. Like, like just
It
go
is a
for it."
kind of life-changing book.
Yeah.
It changes your relationship with money forever. I can say that. It's hard to forget.
Yeah. How many years has it been that you've written it? That you wrote
I
it?
started, the first message came through, I think, in early December 2010.
Wow. Okay. And the book came out in?
I published it in about April or May 2011. But I didn't tell anyone about it at the beginning. I was too embarrassed or ashamed or something.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
it was only around 2017 or 18 that people really started to buy it. I was
Oh,
invited to
wow.
be on the Shift Network, and suddenly lots of people started reading it, and really the book sales have gone up ever since then without me doing anything.
That's also so interesting how at some point you birth something and then only years later it's actually bringing the like, but you did it. And you maybe also only during that time it fully entered your life. I don't know. Was it the same time?
Yes, I mean, it did take, I was going to say a little earlier, actually, when I first started with the book, at that first year or two, I could be sure of having maybe $20 in my bank account, but really never more than that.
Yeah.
And I remember, then I got to a stage where I could be sure that there'd be $200 there, but I couldn't be sure. Everything else came in and went out, came in and went out. And
Yeah.
then it went up to about 2000. Like I knew that 2000 would always be there, it would always be fine. And then it went up to like about 20,000. That was a much more secure place, obviously. And then it went up higher than that. And then I bought a farm. So it went right back down again because all the money went into the farm.
Yeah.
But it went in stages and it took it, I built it over time, but it built me a solid foundation.
Wow.
It's rather like health, you can have really good health and you can get sick, you don't even really know why, and then you can get better again. So money is not, we don't totally control it. It's energy and it's very free. So we need to learn how to relate to it.
Yeah. And if we stay open and relaxed and spend it, we can trust that it comes back as well.
Well, only not necessarily. I know people who spend all their money and it doesn't come back. Why
Yeah.
should it? You've got to do something. You've got to contribute to people. It's not just about spending money and buying stuff for yourself.
No, like if you then give back, then it comes back. Like it's like that.
It's
Like,
you need to do things for people that they want to pay for.
and you got smarter in ways of selling in the end. That's also why
I
you,
did have to learn how to sell. Yeah,
yeah.
when initially I didn't really know how to sell. I didn't have a good sales process. I think it's really important to have a good sales process. That was an important stage for me. And after that, I found it much easier to
Mm-hmm.
sell, for people to make a decision. You have to learn how to communicate with people. You have to learn how to put together an offer. So it's not just I've got this course, but how do I kind of package that up so that people find it valuable and want to buy it and even know what it is? Like I might
Yeah.
have an amazing course, but if I don't communicate that well, you're never going to buy it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are so many business skills that you have to learn. You can't just do it by learning the kind of spiritual energy piece. You really do need to learn how to do business.
You really need to be practical with it. Yes.
You need to be practical with it. It
Yes.
makes you practical. If you're not practical, you don't have enough money. It's very simple.
And would you say your course takes you through all of that? Also through the business world?
My course, so my main course, which is yes, it's very practical because we're always, it doesn't, like I don't teach people how to do business. You
Mm-hmm.
can learn how to do business in lots of places. There's
Yes.
books and courses
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
What I teach people is how to get results.
Hmm. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I love it. I'm getting ready for results. I feel like it's already a result. Speaking with you and everything is gradually just like going that way. And I really felt like this is yeah, like one day after the other, I feel like I myself relax more into what is and also into being in service at the same time. And um yeah, even doing podcasts and a lot of things for free, I know that this already brings value to people and that that I'm on the right way, even though it doesn't show yet. I realize that I'm building something, and I just wish that for everyone, that because I do it because I love it, and I love to speak with people, and I love to bring bring people and ideas and projects together and expand the horizons and what's possible. And yeah, I trust that if I keep doing this, it's a service, and I feel like um we all have our service, and that's why we're here. And so everything that is not in balance yet will eventually balance out. Like, it's just,
Yes, as long, we need to be pragmatic, but making a podcast, you have to be pragmatic. If you said, well, I'll make the podcast, but I can't be bothered to publish it,
oh
nobody
no,
will
I
ever
will.
hear it. So you have to do the work.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to send the emails and make the arrangements and send the
yeah,
Zoom link. So business, that's just part of business. Business is really just the same.
yeah.
You
Just
just have to do the
do
do the
it.
activities. Yeah.
Yeah. And what you said, which I also really like, is whatever you do, do it in enjoyment, even if it's things that
Yeah.
you may don't like so much, like sitting on the computer and cutting things. Or even that, like, why don't you do it in the enjoyment flow? And then,
Yeah, exactly. You might as well. It's much better. Yeah, better energy.
yeah, yeah, not worry about money, but okay, it's not here, but it will come. Like, and shift.
Well, it'll come, especially if you find ways for it to come. That it's another thing. Like if you want to make a podcast, you have to find a podcast platform, you have to find guests. It's just like money's just like that. You just have to find people who want to pay for something that you're offering. It's not different from
Mhm.
any of the other things you do. You just need to do the activities that you need to do some business. You need to provide some service or some product for people that they want to pay for. You need to communicate with them so they know what it is and what they're paying for. And then you need to make sure that you deliver it in a way that they're satisfied with and that you can do more and more of it. That's
Yeah,
what business is. It's no more difficult than making a podcast. It's just some slightly different activities. You need to make sure people listen to it. Do they hear it? You could make beautiful podcasts and nobody ever listens.
yeah, it needs to spread, and
It needs
maybe
to
it
spread.
not just organically, but also with the help of the internet, it can.
Yes, I mean, and of course, you can do so much organically these days with the help of the internet. So you
Yes,
don't have to spend a lot of money on
yes,
it,
yes.
but
But
you,
just
you you need to take care of it. It's like a baby or a garden or a
yes, yes. And it's only you, like, or only me, who's the one taking care of it at the moment. So it's like, yeah, really honoring the baby, and also really being visible, no, being fully there, showing up again and again,
yep.
and
That's necessary.
yeah. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel it is. I wish for us now, because now I feel at the moment there's many babies being born, and I feel there's many very gifted people. I mean, everyone is kind of gifted, but many people with their um, also spiritual gifts that they can bring more down. I feel now is the time, and I'm very grateful. Yeah, that books like
Mm-hmm.
yours are actually helping us to implement it in reality, as we're changing a lot, and the whole money story is being different, and now we're kind of still the um beginning to make the change.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a sensitive time, and I'm just grateful that you channel and that you share it and that you're here now. And yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for your time and energy.
Thank you very much.